Karl Rove is a Republican strategist, former senior advisor to President George W. Bush, joins us from New York. And Joe Trippi, veteran Democratic strategist, has worked on several presidential campaigns. He's here in Washington. Guys, I want to dig into the numbers here. First of all, the overall white vote. Donald Trump got 58%, Mitt Romney 59%. The black vote, Clinton beats Trump 88-8. Obama beats Romney in 2012, 93-7. Hispanics, Clinton beats Trump last night, 65-29. President Obama beats Romney, 71-27. Joe, what's your takeaway from these numbers?
There was a big drop-off in turnout, period, on the Democratic side. I mean, the questions about were African Americans going to turn out in the same volume. I'm not sure the drop-off from 92 to 88, or I mean, the drop down for her was as important as the turnout. It was actually lower than, not 2012, not lower than 2008, it was lower than 2004. I mean, and this is despite millions more people being put on the rolls.
Well, I mean, for all this rhetoric last night about a white lash and how there's a lot of white vote, he's actually 1 point lower than Romney got with the white vote across the country.
Well, that's the number he had to get to, though. That's the Republican strategy. I mean, in terms of the coalition that gets put together, you got to get up and around 58, 59, 60, or you have no shot. So that was going to happen.
But my point is, he didn't raise it beyond
No, he didn't.
Romney.
He didn't. He may have. I think there was an increased, a little bit of an increased turnout in rural areas that benefited him in places like Michigan, particularly in the Rust Belt. And then with the consequential, the black turnout diminishing, going down, it's the combination of those two things that led to him winning several of those states.
Yeah, Carl, you look at a place like Pennsylvania, Trump beats Clinton 3-1 in the rural areas of Pennsylvania, and you look at the country overall, this is a rural versus urban 50-50 kind of split.
Yeah, a couple of points. I think it's important to emphasize about 4 million fewer people voted this election than voted in the last election. And not only that, but the percentage of the electorate that was white dropped from 72 to 70. So not only did Donald Trump fail to get a higher percentage of the white vote than Mitt Romney did, the percentage of the electorate that was white was 2 points smaller. In fact, think about this. Mitt Romney lost with 47.2%. Donald Trump won with 47.5%. The untold story is the defections of voters, primarily white voters, to the third-party candidates, Jill Stein, the Green Party candidate, Gary Johnson, the Libertarian, or who failed simply to vote in the presidential election itself.
What about the anger factor? I mean, you had the experience, all those things, the temperament, all went to Clinton, but it was about just kick the table over.
No, it was change. This was change, angry change. We want change. And I think what Democrats like myself were in denial. I mean, flat out got it wrong. But what was wrong was we thought people wanted change. It was a change election, but they weren't going to change to Donald Trump because we thought, it's just so over the top. The fact is, every statement he made that was out there, that we thought was out there, just made it clear to everybody he's not like all the rest of them. So he was reinforcing change when Hillary Clinton clearly wasn't, and that was just blindsided. I mean, people just were blindsided, not just within the party. I think a lot of the media was as well.
Carl, you get the sense that Bill Clinton sensed what was happening, and he started to say the things like Obamacare is crazy for small businesses, and he started to say, you know what, she's the change candidate, really, you just have to listen that she's going to change things, because he probably sensed that it was turning.
Yeah, look, he won Donald Trump won the change argument. He was seen as the candidate of change. The question was, how dangerous was that change going to be? That was the thing that was retarding him, his growth as he came down the final stretch. Martha McCallum last night dug into the exit polls and found, I think, the two key numbers of how this whole issue was resolved. Because, look, we had two candidates who were unpopular. We had candidates who were not thought to be honest and trustworthy, not thought to be, on both candidates, and he was not thought to be qualified by temperament or past experience. Martha dug into this. 14% of the electorate last night said that neither candidate was qualified to serve as president. He carried those people, Donald Trump did, by 69 to 15. Among those who thought that neither candidate was honest and trustworthy to be president of the United States, it was a similar margin in the high 60s to the low 20s. I mean, what happened at the end is about 1 out of every 6 voters said, I really don't like either one of these people, but we have to pick somebody, and I'm going to pick the agent of change. Even if I don't think that either one of these people is qualified, at least let's get the change agent in there. I thought Martha's observation last night was pretty brilliant.
I have 30 seconds here total. I want both of you to say one thing that Donald Trump should do to bring the country together, that Democrats should do to bring the country together.
I think it's going to be the Supreme Court justice, whichever one he puts up first. I think actually if there's I think Democrats can come together if it's just not. I think how he handles that is going to be real important.
Carl.
I don't think it's the Supreme Court. I think it's an infrastructure bill, and I think there are other good ideas which are in a column tomorrow that will appear in the Wall Street Journal that's brilliant, full of great insights. I think I did a heck of a job with it, but that's exactly what my column's about tomorrow in the Wall Street Journal.
Well, we will tune in and read that. Joe Trippi, Karl Rove, some of the best in the business. Thank you very much.